Audio, video. Oh, see you in a minute, patrons. Save. Oh my gosh. Why don't you double click? Thank you. All right. So there's that. Okay, here we go. Time for show. And it begins. In 3, 2, 1.
Deep within a bleak and dismal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time.
Sometimes I do almost do Elmo.
The morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream, morning stream, morning stream.
Grr, mere gird. This is the morning stream.
The morning stream, morning stream, morning stream.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TMS, the morning stream, February 4th, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson. Brian Ibbett right over there. Hello.
Right here.
Hello.
Right here. I'm here. Hi.
Hello. Hey,
Hello.
hello. Hey, listen, we're both in the Intermountain West, and we're both going to get hit, or are being hit.
Are
with,
getting hit, yeah.
A gnarly storm. So just a shout out to everybody within kind of our zone. We feel for you. This is going to be probably our big one for the winter. And I got like 3 feet of snow to dig through today, and there's sideways winds going on. And yeah, it's bad. And it's coming your way, Brian. You got a little bit of it so far. I think the rest is on its way, so enjoy.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, they're already like, schools are closing and all this stuff, businesses, and the city of Boulder will open. I like this. The city of Boulder opens at 10 a.m. Well, the whole city opens at 10 a.m.
Yeah, the entire
like
city.
What? Are they closing everything? Like Starbucks? Come on now.
Oh, I think they mean the government, right? Is that what they mean?
Yeah, they do mean the government. They
All
mean,
right. Well, if you need to get your
City
DMV thing going, then tough titties, because you gotta go. You gotta go later. Did I just say
Right.
tough titties on the show? I did, didn't I?
Yeah, too soon, Scott. Too soon.
It's too soon. I haven't said that since high school. What the crap? That just came out. All right, so here's the worst part of the storm. Okay. Sure. Well, my son thinks this is the worst part. He thinks the worst part is that in his entire time in high school and junior high, they never had a single snow day, and now suddenly, yesterday they had a full-on snow day, and he never had one while he was a kid. So he's bugged by that. He's annoyed. He thinks that's the greatest problem. Here's what I think is the biggest problem, and this also involves Nick. So last night, Nick gets a little peckish. He gets a little hungry, as your average 19-year-old does at night when he's playing video games.
Yeah.
And he decided to DoorDash Arby's.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard, but they have the meats. Okay.
Yes, and DoorDash will bring the meats.
They will. So he does this on a night where there is a winter storm raging outside. Just
nice. Really
raging.
Really considerate to the driver.
Exactly. Good. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, he says, well, I didn't want to go out in that snow. And I'm like, what do you think? Robots come bring it to you? Like, everybody has to go out in that snow.
Right.
Anyway, so he orders it. The DoorDash thing says, your order's been picked up and the driver's on their way. And so he's thinking, sweet, my food's on its way. And then I'm getting all these texts too, because we have a little family account that we use. And I get a text that says, boop, expect a call in a moment. And
oh, no.
Phone call comes. Kim answers it. Lady on the other side says, yes, this is DoorDash. We're just letting you know that we're refunding we're canceling and refunding your money for the meal you ordered. And Kim goes, oh, okay. Is everything what happened? And did we do something wrong? And she goes, no, it wasn't you. It's just, I guess, the weather where you are. I don't. Who knows where she was? She's probably some other part of the country. She goes, the weather where you are, I guess it's really bad, and your driver was in a 4-car accident. And so,
oh no!
Yeah. So this poor driver trying to rush Nick's freaking Beef-and-Cheddar for a $3 tip. Is braving the freaking great outdoors to get it over here and got in a 4-car accident on the way here. So there you go. That's how that works, by the way.
Dude, are you okay? Don't worry, it's just horsey sauce.
That would have been the worst part, is like, if it had gotten
potato
here.
cakes flying all over the place. Yeah.
There's just everything everywhere. But what they do for situations like this, they refund the buyer. I don't know how the driver, if they have any compensation toward insurance or anything to help with an accident? Like, I've never actually asked this question. If
Oh,
you
that's
as
a really good
a
question.
you as a
Like,
Lyft
if I was
driver,
doing-
what happens
Yeah, if
then?
I was in my Lyft and I got in an accident, no, I think you take that responsibility on yourself. Like, you're really just a contractor for the company. You're obviously you're working on your own insurance.
You're a
Lyft is not
conduit.
responsible for the fact that you got in an accident.
You're a conduit for the meats, right? That's all you are.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm a single jacker. What do they call that? I'm a what's one of their sandwiches besides the beef and cheddar? The junior. I'm a junior. I'm a junior schlepper.
Junior schlepper. There you go. Nicely done.
All I am is a junior schlepper.
So Lemonade says, you are aware that DoorDash is stiffing workers systematically. It's immoral. Are they? I don't know. I know that they were doing some weird thing with tips, but then they had to reverse that, and then everybody was
they were
happy
taking
with the
tips
tips.
from the drivers. Yeah.
But that's fixed now? They don't do that now?
Yeah.
I
By the
don't
way,
know.
Larry Kenobi, I guess a single jacker would be if you were delivering Wendy's food. You'd be a single jacker.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You'd be a single jacker. One jack.
Single jacker.
Yeah, one jacker ruled them all. Anyway, Nick survived. He didn't eat. It's fine. He's okay. I hope that girl's all right. They don't give you any updates. We don't know. Like, I hope she was okay. Kim asked the lady. She says, is she okay? Oh, yeah, it appears everyone's okay. Just a little bit of a pileup. I'm like, pileup? Jeez, freaking pileup's a hard word, man. Don't be using the word pileup.
Ooh, yeah,
anyway.
especially not with Arby's.
No.
Pile up.
Exactly. But what I hope is that she walked away and had no problems, and that we will never make someone do that again on a winter night.
Right.
Yeah.
Did is Nick okay? Was he able to like make a sandwich?
Yeah.
or something
Turns out we got stuff here. Yeah. Turns out.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! What do you know? What do you know about that? Huh?
Yeah. It turns out that sometimes your craving can be solved by a little ramen in the cupboard or whatever.
Exactly. This is kind of the thing I'm looking forward to in 8 days when Tristan and Kay move out. Is I think their fast food needs will not be met anytime they want. I think they will resort to making sandwiches and eating ramen and opening a can of something to have a meal when they're hungry.
A can of whoop ass.
Opening up a can of whoop ass. That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, maybe Fred and Can. Maybe the can is whoop ass. He's not really expired cream corn. He's actually whoop ass.
Oh, he's a can of whoop ass. That sounds like it'll be the punchline of one of your.
It could be. I'm writing all these down. I'm writing these
My
down.
brother was a can of whoop ass, is what the can will say. Fred.
I'm workshopping this, so it's all good. So apparently, you know how I was saying yesterday, once in a while you got to do something really weird to make it original. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this guy, he'll be original. And then I got these emails. Apparently, there's a science fiction novel. It's not a comic strip or anything, but there's a science fiction novel where I guess a pilot has a can of beer that he talks to in the novel, and the can's called Skippy.
And that science fiction novel is called Pilot X. Pilot X on your.
Tom Merritt. Ooh, I know that name. It's weird, familiar.
Actually, it's Pilot Dos Equis is the name of that.
Yeah, I can't figure out what that is. But anyway, so that's the thing, I guess, and it's fine. It's still weird enough. It's still far enough off that I'm not that worried about it. Others have said, hey, Hot American Summer had a talking can. No.
Sure.
We're not talking about a talking can. This is just a can that he thinks is talking, not the other way around. Like, that can actually talked to Chris Mulaney in the voice of...
H. John Benjamin.
Yes. That's different. Also, I'd forgotten about that entirely, but that's my stance.
Whatever, I mean, anything new that comes out, you can probably find something, a little part of it that maybe is reminiscent of something that's done before, but whatever,
Yeah. Also,
whatever.
It's also possible to do a take that, takes it in new places, and so hopefully that's what I'll do. Also, someone says in the chat, oh, wait, so maybe the can's not actually talking? You don't know as a reader.
Well, you said a minute ago that Fred is just imagining that this can is talking to him,
or is he though? Or
is he?
Yeah. We don't find out until I'm nearly dead and I finish the thing. All right.
So 2 things before we get to these emails that
Yeah.
I'm looking at that are staring me in the face. Number 1, for those of you who missed the show at the end of the show yesterday, yes, my couch arrived. It actually arrived while we were recording titles at the end of the show. So people who get the podcast get the answer that the couch arrived before they even hear what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, if you heard that, you heard us do it very fast. That was why. Oh, you even
Exactly.
said, you know what you said in the title.
I said it during the
yeah.
titles. That, oh, they just pulled up. All right, because
Yeah.
then you and I both started going fast.
Yeah, that was great.
And also, I'm going to tease that tomorrow I will have probably the last Oscar-related MMFR for the show
Ooh, for
before
the whole
Oscars
season.
on Sunday.
Wow.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm seeing, but I will tell you that once we come back from the movies tonight,
Mm-hmm.
there'll be 2 entire categories in addition to Best Picture that we'll have seen all of the entries from.
Good Lord.
So we've already seen all of the Best Picture nominees.
Has
and then
anyone
we'll have
taken
2 other
better?
categories.
If anyone has taken better advantage of the AMC freaking see all the movies you want thing, I don't know who they are. Brian is definitely the
I
man.
know who they are. We're really doing it, but they're getting their money because we're getting popcorn.
Yeah, but you're the
Zero.
whale. Somebody else out there has barely used yours, and so that's like free money, or you use theirs. It's free money to them. You're just using it. You're the guy that goes in for all the extra shrimp you can get at Sizzler, while the other guy.
Although that seems a little more gluttonous. This is more like
There's no such thing as cinema gluttony. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not a cinema glutton. Cinema glutton.
Mm-mm. I get that at the mall when I go to
I am
Cinnabon.
Sci-Fi thinks that. And yeah, Ian's right. Ian has figured out what I'm seeing.
Oh, he knows? I don't want to look. I'm not looking.
He knows. Yeah.
I want to be surprised. 'Cause here's the other thing. I prepared a theme for the final MMFR for the year, and it's this right here. It kind of goes like that. I'm gonna have that.
Yeah, that's the beginning of that Star Wars ukulele album, right? That I sent you?
yeah,
Yes.
that's the one. No, I got
That
it.
thing-
It's just some dude on a video. I got it on. I don't think it's from
Oh,
that.
do I not have? Oh, okay. Have I not sent? I thought that's how that one began, but maybe it isn't.
I don't know. I don't think I've.
There
heard.
is a great Star Wars ukulele album. What is it called? Let's see. It might just be called Star Wars Uke, but
Star Wars
it was a
Uke.
Japanese import, and this thing is one of my favorite. Ukulele for Star Wars best covers is what it's called. I'm sure that is a direct translation.
That's a
but
great name.
But it does begin with the 20th Century Fox theme.
Does it sound like that?
Oh, no, I'm listening to it now. Oh, I'm going to send you this really quick.
Okay.
I'm going to put it, so it's small enough that I can send it to you in Discord.
Yeah, just throw it in Discord.
Let's see if it works. Come on, show in Finder. Show in Finder. Show Finder.
Finder.
There you
Show.
go. There you go. Upload. Boom. Boom.
Okay.
22 seconds.
Okay.
Enjoy that.
There it is. Here we go. That's great.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love that. I want that. I want to hear that whole album.
I'm going to give you that whole album. Oh, I'm going to show you where you can buy that entire album,
You
Scott.
will point me to the purchase point of the button I
will
push to buy
point
the album.
you to the purchase point of the album.
All right, I'm in then. Count me in. All right, quick emails this morning.
Yes.
Just want to rip through these because they seemed important. And boy, this one from Free Hotel Room. Bob once in a while writes into the show, and I just got to get to it. His subject is this: Fred and Can ideas. By the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, you just tuned in. You weren't here yesterday. It's a new comic I'm writing, and it's over at fredcancomic.com or at frogpants.com. All right, he says this: Fred and Can comic ideas. I have an idea for Fred and Can for a strip or a series of strips. Here goes. Can commits a crime, meaning the Can.
Yeah.
Not we got to get the usage right.
Ken. Not Ken, but
Yeah.
Can.
Can commits a crime. He is caught and faces the judge and sentencing. As part of his sentence, Can must become Fred's personal butler. This is completely original. You can thank me later. Free hotel room. I don't know. It seems
It's
a little.
gold, Jerry. It's gold.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a very Banya kind of joke. I'm not sure I'm going to go with it, but well done. Well done, Free Hotel Room.
That was the very proposed idea for the Seinfeld show within a show before they decided it was a show about nothing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Is that his little
That's it.
sneaky joke here? Is
Yeah,
that my
it becomes,
comic is about
yes,
nothing?
because he becomes the butler. They get getting an accent and he can't pay, and then he becomes the butler or something like that.
So what he's doing here is he's nesting a message here which says the comic is about nothing, but then he's also saying, hey, here's the original idea, you should go ahead and do it, and then I'll forget it's part of Seinfeld, and then I'll go, and then it'll go out, and then people everywhere will say that's an idea Seinfeld had.
Right.
Bob, you're like Lord Troller Hyman today. What's that about, Bob the Troll? All right. Here's one more. Daryl.
Hey, it's the first email we've gotten where he isn't correcting something that we've said or done. So
Oh, that's a good point.
let's relish in that for a little bit.
You're off your game, Bob. All right, here's one from Daryl in Denver. You may be familiar with Denver.
I'm familiar with Denver.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm familiar with Daryl.
No.
Daryl, have we met? Daryl?
No, I doubt it. D-A-R-Y-L. That's the way he spells it. Your parents were mean. All right, here we go. Greetings, S&B, long time, first time. I hope to get your advice on something. Is it proper to begin an episode of, say, a podcast by saying welcome back instead of welcome to? Is that even a thing? Asking for a friend. Love the show. Daryl in Denver. I always say welcome. I always say welcome back, but that's for this show. What do you do? What do you say when you do
I mean, I begin Coverville with greetings. Greetings from Coverville for blah, 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 da, 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 da. You know, I say the date and all that crap. Which is even more useless.
Is
to
it?
say, well, yeah, I take that back. Because so many of my shows are based on the birthday of somebody, right? It's like somebody's birthday or the anniversary of an album release. So saying the date is kind of cool to say, oh, it's February 4th, 2020. It's so-and-so's 50th birthday. So we're going to celebrate with music and blah, blah, blah.
I do the date on here every day. Should I not do the date on here, do you think, or what?
I think today, TMS is even more relevant and the instance more relevant with the date. But I think a show like Film Sack, nobody cares.
Yeah, we
Nobody
don't
cares.
need a date. You're right. It's
We
timeless.
don't need a date because it's timeless because we're talking about a movie that came out 5, 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, and I very rarely, if I've done it ever, maybe one or twice. I've never really done that on that show. So that's a good point.
But the date is relevant for some shows. For other shows, it's not. However, that's not even the question. Welcome to or welcome back. I think you say, I don't know. I think either are appropriate because you want to welcome people who are new to your show. So you say welcome to.
Mm-hmm.
But you also want to acknowledge the people who are frequent listeners. And hey, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Thank you for warming up our couch.
What if we said welcome back, welcome to before anything else? What if I said, hey everybody, welcome back, welcome to TMS? No?
Welcome back to TMS.
Welcome back to. Welcome back.
How about
team.
we just welcome back Cotter and we say welcome to everyone else?
All right, I'm in.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Hello there. No, wrong
John
song.
Sebastian, former lead singer of The Lovin' Spoonful.
Oh, hey, how'd you know that? You knew that. That's great.
I know that.
You do.
Just know these things.
You
I
do
just
know
know.
that. It's impressive. All right. Well, we got another email for the end of the show. We'll save it for a little bit later because that one seems appropriate for that. Now we get to do a thing we haven't done in what feels like years, and that is this.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go take my vitamins. Your news has upset me greatly.
It's the news brought to you by
America's Next Top Podcaster. Hey, we got 2 shows coming at you this week. This morning, Alex interviews the winner of America's Next Top Podcaster. I think it's fair to say that David Luzader is the winner. I guess I mentioned that yesterday when we used his Babble Royale. So I mentioned that he was the winner then. So yesterday was the spoiler. Today we're just reinforcing the spoiler. So Alex interviews him about baking, being a dad, and all those bruises on his arm from pinching himself about winning. Later this week, we have everybody back for a reunion episode. We talked to almost all of the contestants. One of them couldn't make it, and we find out what they've been up to since the end of season 2. All this in preparation as we get close to announcing the opening of applications for season 3 coming soon.
Nice. ANTP. Catch it.
Catch the wave.
Whoop, whoop. All right, here we got a story about a Clinton Hill man. I don't know where that is.
Clinton Hill. Be very careful about saying that.
Yes.
Clinton Hill.
Especially Brian. And also, I would
Especially
say
me.
Clinton Hill sounds like a detective.
Detective
doesn't it?
novel?
Yeah. Clinton
Don't
Hill.
listen to him, Gloria.
He's
lying. It's Clinton Hill. I
well,
can't believe he
yeah.
did a Dixon Hill thing on the most recent episode of
Shut up. Did that happen?
Picard. Have
That
you watched? Oh, you haven't watched it yet?
No, tell me he didn't do that. He didn't do that.
Oh, zip.
He didn't do that. Brian's making that up. That's made up. There's no way. Yeah, zip. He didn't do it. There's no way. All right. I still need to watch it. I meant to yesterday. I got busy. All right. Clinton Hill man registers beer as emotional support animal. Maybe his name is Fred, and it's a can.
Maybe this is that book you were talking about, that sci-fi novel about the guy who talks to his beer can.
Could be. Talk about cold comfort, it says. A Clinton Hill man registered his beer as an emotional support animal last month, hoping that his certification will allow him to access public transit in possession of his favorite beverage. I travel from upstate Brooklyn a lot. I don't know why I made him Southern.
My friend's name, his initials are PBR.
And on the bus, they say it's a federal crime to smoke or have an alcoholic beverage unless by prior written consent. And I always wondered where you'd get that consent, said Floyd Hayes. That's a great name. Floyd Hayes, you get your ass in the house right now. All right. He says, not that I'm an alcoholic, he says. Isn't that what they always say? They all say that.
Yeah. Sounds like something an alcoholic would say.
It does to me, too.
I'll take things an alcoholic would say for $400, Alex.
That's right. As first reported by Ale Street News, Hayes registered his beer.
There's
Ale.
an Ale Street News?
Get it? Get what they've done there? That's a beer name, see?
Yeah.
Hayes registered his beer as an emotional support dog with the USA Dog registration, which promptly emailed him a registration code. Number 10857808890. The actual number. That can be plugged into a Nevada-based business website and revealed additional information about him and his faithful brew. According to the site, Hayes' support dog, which is listed as beer, does not require an additional training and helps the Clinton Hill resident to manage his social anxiety disorder. I don't mean it in a mental health manner, he said. More if you go to a party, I want to break the ice, kind of. That's not anxiety. That's just you at a party. Gosh dang.
Right, exactly. Hey, here's my opening line. I registered this beer right here as my emotional support animal.
No, he's got the perfect icebreaker now.
He totally does.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
It's a Bud icebreaker.
Oh, I get it. I see what you did. Tally says this guy's an a-hole. Yeah, he is. Surely is. The site doesn't list the type of beer, but Hayes says he enjoys the additional or seasonal IPAs and likes to drink local, preferring Brooklyn breweries such as Six Point and Coney Island Brewery, although the latter was purchased by Samuel Adams brewer Boston Beer Company in 2013.
Sure.
And weren't all the good ones bought, like most of the good ones? Like I know there's some local ones here, but a lot of that stuff just gets bought up by big beer companies. And
it does, yeah.
Bush.
That's right. So we had the guy who did beer as an emotional support animal. We had the guy who did bees as an emotional support animal, same way. So now the next one should be beets, and then it'll be Battlestar Galactica will be
perfect
emotional support animal.
That's perfect. Yeah, why not?
Beer, bees, beets, Battlestar Galactica.
Yep. You go onto the plane with your DVD set and say,
that's right.
What are these, sir? Oh, this is my emotional support dog that I have registered.
It's my emotional support DVD.
You can call him Boomer for short. All right. This headline, by the way, is not written well, but I still think it's a great story.
Oh, I don't know. I like the headline. I think the headline tells you everything you need to know.
But is this correct though? Cats sneaked into forensic center, or should it be cats snuck?
You could say snuck. You could say snuck. Snuck and sneaked are both allowable past tenses of the word sneak.
Sneaked. He sneaked in. He snuck in. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it says here, cats sneak.
Here's the actual definition. Sneaked is the past tense of sneak when the verb is treated like a regular verb. Snuck is the past tense of sneak when the verb is treated like an irregular verb.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all solved then.
Yeah. Snuck is the past tense of sneak. Seems to have snuck in recently in history and sneaked right out.
Yeah, kicked it right out. I never say sneaked. It's always snuck. But anyway.
Yeah.
2 cats sneaked into a Colorado Mesa University Forensic Investigation Research Station. And 8 dead human corpses. Oh, the formaldehyde aftertaste is the worst.
Boy, even though she died in her apartment, those damn cats followed her over to the
Yep.
to where her corpse was to eat her dead
That's
body.
right. That's right. Forensic research laboratory there in Colorado. For a human corpse meal from bodies that were that were placed outside for research. For about 35 days, researchers monitored 2 cats who worked their way into the facility, started munching on the bodies, specifically the arms, abdomen, shoulders, and so on of the corpses. Interestingly, though, the 2 cats decided to only eat from one body each.
Oh.
So one
Wait,
cat
wait,
per
so
body.
They wanted them to do this. These were the cats. They didn't like. All right, we're going back over to the corpse center, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, see, meet you here at 9:30 p.m.
Yep.
Like they basically set it up so the cats would eat these bodies.
Kind of, yeah. Like they were surprised that
Researchers watched him for 35 days, saying, "All right, you think Muffy and Snuggles are going to come back again tonight?" And
How would you feel if on your driver's license you said you'd give your body to science or whatever, and then you found out it was for this?
I know, just being turned into kittles.
That would suck.
Or tender vittles.
Yeah, that would suck. Anyway, the 2 bodies that they chose. So each cat chose a body and then stuck to one body each. Those corpses were senior citizens in their 70s. Let's see. Forensics research facility specialized in helping researchers, coroners, and medical examiners study how donated human bodies decompose when placed in different outdoor situations. So that's the science, and that's what you'd be donating it for. Anyway, turns out cats, maggots, dogs, and probably any animal would eat anything if it's hungry enough. They have been, boy, I can't wait to talk about Wednesday's recommendal because it has something to do with this. There have
Really?
been, there have been cases where pet owners would pass away in the home and their pets would begin eating them out of hunger. See, I've always assumed this. Like, Rainer's all sweet and cuddly and wants to lay with me, wants to be on my lap and all this. But the minute I keel over and die and nobody comes to the house to feed the dog, she's eventually going to eat my flesh.
Listen, if DoorDash suddenly closed their doors, I think Nick would even consider eating your body.
Dad, why do you look like a steak? Like one of those cartoon steaks.
Right? Yes.
You look like a steak, Dad.
with a skull cap on it and a sweat hoodie.
Yeah, he's actually driving to work right now. I hope he's careful. It's not that I don't worry about him. He's actually a really good driver. I worry about everyone else on the road. They're all bad.
He's gonna
He's
gonna see a Arby's French dip on the side of the road and go, "Oh, that was mine."
How funny would that be? Just
Oh!
curly fries strewn for 20 yards. And,
Right, exactly. And one single tear, like that Native American in the trash commercial in the 70s.
Who was actually Italian? It turns out.
Oh, was
I
he really?
don't know if you knew that. Yeah, they
I didn't know that.
There's some story. Was it a documentary I watched? It was something about. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what it was. I forgot what it was called though, but it was a documentary about all of the depictions of Native Americans in film, TV, commercials, all that stuff from like the 40s up till current, and how it changed and all this stuff. And they interviewed a bunch of like actual Native American actors today who have all these thoughts on this. And so like, what's his name from? He's great. I can't think of his name. He's from Dances with Wolves. You'd see him and you'd go, "Oh, that guy, Graham Greene. You know him?
Graham Greene, yes, right.
He's awesome. That guy's freaking great. Anyway,
And he really is a Native American. And Sasheen Littlefeather was really.
oh yeah, those
Native.
guys totally are, and that was their whole point. Is that we eventually got to a place where there's no way you would hire a white guy and paint him up to be an Indian now, or a Native American.
Right.
You'd never do it now. And so it was actually kind of a feel-good documentary about how we sort of quit treating them like cartoons and like actually started.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of them was
Wes Studi, another one.
Wes Studi's. Oh, that guy's great.
He is great,
But the whole point of this thing was, what was my point? Oh, well, one of them was commercialism and like how we depict that, and one of them was they hired this Italian guy to be an Indian guy. And the weird thing about that story is, I think the way it went is he actually believed he was Native American, but he wasn't. But he convinced himself that he was, and so it was weird. It was a weird deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a weird deal. Genie, a real engine. I didn't say that, did I? I hope I didn't say that.
I don't think so.
I hope I didn't.
Dad, I hope not.
No, I hope not. All right. Anyway, so the deal is that if you leave your body, if your body sits around, cats, domestic, dogs, domestic, wild, it doesn't matter. They're all going to eat you. The wild ones might eat you sooner. because they just see you as meat and they don't care.
I think just regardless, like cats will start gnawing on you after 5 days, and I think dogs will probably wait 3 weeks.
Yeah, it sounds about right. What if they don't have water? What do they do then?
I don't know.
They die after a few days, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
What if the dog remembers once that it was told that bodies are 95% water, and then they just start biting?
They'd like you to remember that.
Yeah, they're just going to remember that from class.
Then that's a dog that's smart enough to order DoorDash.
Oh, that's the name of the documentary.
Sorry, yeah,
sorry.
I just saw that too.
Sorry, Genie.
Oh, okay, that's what that's from.
You're right. And they can do that because of the context, yeah.
Right.
If I ever said it, it'd be mean.
It's okay for them to say it.
Yeah, it's fine. They can say it. They're talking about real issues. Right. I can't because I'm lame and white. All right. KFC in the news. They make the chicken.
I like chicken.
Yeah.
I like fried chicken.
Speaking of eating old flesh that's been sitting out for a while.
I like fried chicken.
We're gonna talk about them for a second.
Okay.
They have apologized for a sexist TV advert, and as you may have guessed, this is
sexist.
Sexist. This is written in the UK somewhere because they said advert. We don't do that.
And they say apologized with an S.
Yeah, they
apologized.
do. Yes, we have to apologize for the Queen. Philip. All right, so it says this: KFC apologized for an advertisement in Australia that shows two boys ogling a woman's breasts.
Oh, no.
Yep. After calls from a local campaign group to boycott the fast food giant over the ad, it calls sexist. The Australian Associated Press reported on Tuesday the 15-second ad, which had been running on television and posted on KFC's Australian YouTube channel, shows a woman dressed in a short play suit. Check her bottom. What? I'll say. Let me start that again. Shows a woman dressed in a short play suit check her bottom and adjust her breasts as she looks at a reflection in the window of a parked car. It's weird how that's written.
She's standing in front of a parked car with a reflective glass, adjusting herself, fixing herself.
Yeah, checking her bum, The car's window then rolls down to show two young boys staring at the woman's breasts before she smiles and says, "Did someone say KFC?" Actually, wait, do it in Australian. Do it in Australian, Brian.
Did someone say KFC?
Perfect.
Sorry, I was adjusting my breasts in the reflective glass of your window. I just watched the commercial. Yeah. It is the most innocuous thing ever.
Yeah.
Like it is, you can't tell. Like the kids are looking at the woman.
Yeah.
Whose breasts are fully on. They're pushed up like.
They're part of her. Is what you're saying.
They're part of her, but I mean they're prominently displayed.
Mm-hmm.
But they could. It's not like you can tell exactly what the kids are looking at. I don't know, and this feels a little
too much.
Overreaction, I think.
Okay. 54,000 views on YouTube. That's not a lot. I don't know why they think that's a lot. That seems small. So they're acting like that's a huge deal. Anyway, it also has 151 dislikes and 657 likes at the time of this reporting.
Oh, the news. We're reporting on likes.
I hate that.
How many likes it has?
I hate that so bad.
Yeah.
They say, "We apologize if anyone is offended by our latest commercial. Our intention is not to stereotype women and young boys in a negative light," says Yum Brands Incorporated's KFC. They said in a statement in the Australian Associated Press, KFC Australia did not respond to Reuters' request for comment. While many viewers did not approve of the ad, some took to Twitter to label the ad funny and said there was no need for the company to apologize. Yeah. I hate when stories report on Twitter activity. You hate that,
right? Yes.
This Twitter user said,
you've got some column inches to fill, and we need some fluff. I don't know. Let's talk about how many tweets it has.
Yeah, or people or when they quote somebody's tweets, like one woman said. It's like,
right, exactly.
Stop. Twitter's there's no barrier to entry. Any dog and their frog can go and make a freaking Twitter account. It's probably a bot you're retweeting anyway. Like, that's not news. Don't make that news.
Exactly.
Collective Shout, a group which campaigns against the objectification of women, condemned the ad and said it was regression to tired and archaic stereotypes where young women are sexually objectified for male pleasure, as my dad would say. Pleasure. Sure. Aren't there other ads more like this, though? Seems like this is the least of the offenders. Yeah. Aren't there ones that you should go after that are like actually really doing that hardcore? Like, does Carl's Jr. still have mostly.
Oh, women writhing around eating giant hamburgers.
Yeah, and dropping
stuff
goop
all
on
over
their
themselves.
inner
Sure.
thigh, going, freaking, this burger's as juicy as my brain, or whatever
Exactly.
they
I
say.
don't see Carl's Jr. apologizing.
No. Or Carl. He doesn't
Or
either.
Carl.
Yeah, him or
Yes,
his junior.
Exactly.
Because it is apostrophe S. I assume it's
It is apostrophe.
possessive.
Basically, it was a guy named Carl who created a burger called the Junior that started the restaurant. So we're going down the street to go get one of Carl's Juniors.
Yep. And then they bought all the Hardee's in Utah, and that pissed me off because I liked Hardee's.
And then they jammed him into gas stations out here.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, we've got gas stations that have a Carl's Jr. in them.
Oh, I don't know that we do have those.
Yeah.
I have a Carl's Jr. around here, but remember, this is the place where I got a dirt clod in my salad once back in like '98. I haven't been since. Haven't been there since.
Oh, we had a listener tweet us about going to Freddy's yesterday, and it made me crave Freddy's so bad.
Oh, I know. Those fries, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. Freddy's. Freddy's is really good.
Freddy's is really good.
It's been a while.
I'll just live vicariously through our listeners.
That's right.
Make myself a salad today.
Yep. I had one yesterday. I'll have another one today. All right.
No.
Final fun story now here for you. Indian woman.
Indian woman.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about actual Eastern Indian.
That's right.
Not the wrong term for the other stuff.
Right.
An Indian woman stuffs chili powder inside her genitals. Sorry, not hers. Stuffs chili powder inside genitals of ex-husband's ex-girlfriend. Or husband's ex-girlfriend.
Inside?
Yeah. Inside, Brian.
Inside the genitals.
Yep, inside.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we're going to learn how she got access.
Yep, here you go. That's the part. That's the fun part. Therein lies the rub.
Oh.
It says this.
Well done, sir.
3 women stuffed chili powder. Now, see, this is where things get weird because now they're saying 3 women, not
3
one.
women?
Yeah.
Was she the ex-girlfriend of all of their husbands?
Well, no, this is... Wait. So, okay, I'll just read it. Because the title says woman stuffed.
Yeah.
And this says 3 women stuffed. So now I don't know where this is going. But anyway, 3 women stuffed chili powder into the private parts of another woman. A sales executive in India's Gujarat on Thursday.
Gujarat. Yeah,
Gujarat.
like a sales executive.
Yeah, a sales executive. An associate, you might say. According to the 22-year-old
A
complainant...
sales executive from Hermosa Beach. Whose 2-day total is...
Yep. Welcome, Gita. According to the 22-year-old complainant, that's how old she is, one of the 3 women was the wife of her ex-boyfriend. She also said that she was brutally assaulted. She was in a relationship with Girish Goswami, the husband of one of the accused women, 4 years ago. The 2 remained in a relationship for 2 years before the complainant decided to call it off. According to the 22-year-old, Goswami called her 2 months ago, and the 2 were talking terms again. Terms? What?
On talking terms. They were on talking terms, like on speaking terms.
The 2 were on talking terms again. Okay, so they were
like
talking
we're on
again.
Speaking, like, oh, I'm on speaking terms again with
Okay,
her.
in my head I was thinking they were talking
terms of
the new arrangement, right?
received your contract, Girish, and I wanted to go over the terms with you.
My lawyer's got a problem with paragraph 4, page 3. If you could
The cayenne pepper? Was that a typo? The cayenne pepper?
Shouldn't that say chili pepper? All right, it says here. She alleged that his wife, she alleged that his wife had come to know about their patch-up and had started threatening her, according to the news report. Police had registered an FIR. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
It stated on Thursday, January 30th, that the woman intercepted the victim when she was on her way to Pragatanagar.
Pragatinagar.
Sure. The 3 women then forced her to sit between them on a motorcycle and took her to one of their houses where the crime was committed.
Wow.
According to the victim, who was also filmed during the crime. Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
The accused had also threatened to throw acid in her face. The police have arrested all 3 accused on charges of kidnapping, assault, and criminal intimidation. They don't get into details of how they got the chili powder from A to B, but
No, but Only in India do you hear about, 4 people on a motorcycle. It seems like. Well, yeah, that tracks. Yeah, I've seen video of, their intersections.
Yeah.
4 people on a motorcycle does not seem out of line.
There's usually an alpaca on top with some rags or something else.
That's right, exactly. One of them screaming, "No, stop, please, no!"
Yeah. Still one of the funniest things I ever saw in my life was when I was in China. And China, southern China, Shenzhen in particular, was in such a weird mix of old and new, right? So you had a lot of money from the factories, but you had a lot of poverty and old schoolness that was just part of southern China. And when I was there, I witnessed an accident where it was motorized, but it was like a motorcycle with a truck bed.
Gotcha.
And it was ancient, like 1,000 years old, this thing. And it was packed so high with what just looked like rags, just packed up to the ceiling. There's no ceiling, but just out there, just this huge thing, and the guy in the front riding it, and then a brand new Lexus on the other side. They slam into each other. The guy who's in the motorcycle flies off the motorcycle, kind of lands on the street. His rags go everywhere. The guy in the Lexus just opens the door, gets out, and walks away. He just walks away, just leaves it.
My God.
And there are no cops around. Nobody's calling anybody. People are just going around it, honking all, meep, just going around it. It's the weirdest. I still, to this day, it's the most surreal thing I may have ever seen. It was very odd. And nothing ever came of it. And we were there for a long time because we were stuck in a line for a thing. And there's that rag cart. And that guy got up and he started putting his rags back together. But dude with the car never came back. He just left.
Oh, jeez.
It's almost like it was cheaper.
Call it a wash. I guess I'm done. Yeah.
It was really
Time
weird.
to go somewhere else and start over.
and he had like a fancy watch on and looked like he was, he looked like maybe a factory executive or something. And this other guy looked like, Rags R Us, ancient Chinese secret, So it was a weird combo. And I'm sure that's a little different now. It's probably a little more weighted toward the money side because there's been a lot of growth in Shenzhen, but I don't know. That was a weird time for me.
Back on this story for a second. Have you ever gotten like super hot buffalo wings and then had to go to the bathroom?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I've done that.
You wash your hands like a dozen times before you handle anything so that you don't burn yourself.
Yeah, because you get the cayenne pepper. Yeah.
They had signs above the urinals at Quaker Steak and Lube. Back when that was here, and that place, I'm so bummed that place didn't do well out here.
So good,
but like basically saying if you've had our wings, go wash your hands before and after you use the urinal.
Really, before and after?
Well,
because you're supposed to after anyway.
You're supposed to after, yeah.
I forgot for a second about
that's where the question was.
Yeah. No, in my head I'm thinking because I was so focused on don't burn your unit that I thought. Oh, well.
How would you need to do it afterwards?
Yeah, that's weird. Then I'm like, oh, no, that's what you do normally when you go to the bathroom. Okay. Right. No, I love that place. We had one here, too, and it didn't last either. It's gone. Bummer, right?
I like Buffalo Wild Wings, formerly the BW3, but
it's okay.
Quaker Steak and Lube was so good.
Yeah. I like the baked wings at Wing Nuts. Those are good.
Oh, yeah.
Baked is good. I wish more places did baked wings.
I had that when I was out there.
Yeah, a long time ago. You and I this is back when I was in Eagle Mountain, and it was for that thing at the Salt Palace.
We went and saw that Hugh Jackman giant robot movie.
Which was so much better than it deserved to be. That was
it really was, yes.
That was a good movie. I liked that movie a lot.
Yeah. We liked it so much we can't remember the name.
I do remember it.
Robot boxing.
Heavy metal or hard metal. Big
real steel.
That's it. Hard metal.
Hard metal. Hard car robot.
Hard car porn. Yeah, I enjoyed that movie. To this day, the intro song in that is one of my favorite. I like that guy. I forget his name. That's another sign that it wasn't maybe that good, but I don't remember his name. But he has that really great song when he's driving the truck into town. It's very good.
I don't remember that one bit.
I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up. Actually, chat room, we probably could look it up because you have nothing to do. So look it up. Okay.
You have nothing to do.
It was the intro.
Everybody listening to this show is just twiddling their thumbs.
I mean, the ones that are paying attention, this is your job. Oh, and then also, Go actually find out what it is, the song and then the singer, the artist, and then tell us, because I want Brian to actually hear that album. I think he'd like it. It's very good. If you haven't heard it, you may have already heard it. All right. That's going to do it for all that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we should have Bill here. I don't know what's up with Jerry because he was. Maybe this is his text. Nope, that's Kim. I was hoping to have heard from him by now. It may mean he's stuck on a flight or things are nuts. I don't know. These storms are probably not helping schedules. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the fact if he's coming through Denver, there's some there's some delays and all sorts of garbage that he's having to do.
I'm sure that he's, for all I know, he's not even landed yet. So anyway, we'll do our best. If not, we'll catch up with him when we do. Anyway, before all that, we need to play a song. Do you have one?
I do. Big thanks to Dark Secret Media for sending this one over. Nick Freitas, Freitas, and he's the guy who spells Nick the same way Nick Kershaw does. No C, just Nik. Boom. He's got a brand new album that just came out called Cavallo Morto. Just came out yesterday. And we were playing the first song from that, the first single from this. Now, no, wait a minute. I take that back because that's not who this is credited to.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
How is that connected to this? Hold on a second.
What have we done?
The song I've got is by Dustin Lovelace, but it was one that was linked to. Hold the phone.
Hold the phone.
Hold the phone.
Keep it together.
All right, so we're gonna be playing a new song from Dustin Lovelace. Here we go. This is it right here from Dark Secret. Oh, also from Dark Secret Media. That's why. Okay, so they just gave me the wrong link. This is from the brand new album In Your Chamber.
Whoa.
Now, here's what's really cool about this. It's very Flaming Lips, and the video for it is really, really cool. So if you like the song, even if you don't like the song, go check out the video. The song is called Tara the Android, Tara, like Tara Reid, Tara the Android. It's by Dustin Lovelace from his brand new album, In Your Chamber.
All right, here it is. Don't get chili powder in your chamber is the lesson that I would like to teach.
Very true, yes.
We'll play it now. We'll be back in a second. Stay tuned.
A slight correction, intruder. It is a monument to greatness.
Who are you? What are you?
You'll find out who and what I am soon enough. The question is, who are you? Take him, Spycore.
We have gathered together the 13 most ruthless villains on Earth.
You're threatening me? You're threatening me with P? This is the morning stream.
All right, we're back, everybody. Awesome. Welcome back to the program. Yes?
Pops and Recline found the video, put it in our chat room. This is, it's like those videos of when they're making like Lawnmower Man and 3D stuff wasn't working out super well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this music video is. It just focuses on one human form in the middle that is sort of singing the words, but they have all sorts of technical glitches with the 3D.
Oh,
so
weird.
The head bobs around and moves in ways it shouldn't. And
see, I find that kind of stuff, like some of my favorite Byte accounts and TikTok accounts are people that are doing weird 3D stuff that doesn't, that's all busted and ruined. And
yeah.
There's something about that as an art form that totally tickles me. I love it.
Really cool. It's so disturbing. It's like
yeah. What do you call that? There's a word for it. It's not Uncanny Valley. It's something else.
No, right.
Discordant visuals.
Something like that. Let's say that.
Come to my new store, Discordant Visuals.
It's right next to the Spencer Gifts.
That's right. All right. Speaking of what's right next to us, it's Bill Duran coming in. I got to add him, though. Let's do this here.
Yeah.
Punished props.
I hope
Dortcom.
Bill can see my video because I want to show him something.
Oh, I don't. Unless he's on Skype, he will not see you.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Or if he's on he may be on the stream.
He'll have to just go to the website.
Yeah. If he's watching the stream, he'll see you. All right.
Yeah. Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
Hey, it's Bill Duran, everybody. Bill Duran, all the way from the Pacific Northwest. Bringing it at you, coming at you. You don't get any snow right now. You're just all rainy and shit, right? Is that the deal up there?
Taking a peek outside. No snow.
All right. Well,
looks cold.
Come down here and enjoy 3 feet of snow in my yard.
All right.
Not really. Don't do that. So Bill Duran, although you're always welcome here, but Bill Duran is a good pal. He comes on the show on Tuesdays, and he's got a stink bag ready to go, ready to talk to us about something rad. and he's a guy who makes things. So Brian wants to show something, but are you by chance looking at the stream? Because I want you to see whatever he has. Are you on?
Yeah, I
Okay.
am.
Okay.
He's making a head, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm making a head.
Yeah.
Halfway done. However, I think I might start over on this. So this is the head form from your site, which is fantastic. It's a great thing a project that people should pick up, because this is just with floor foam, like if you can see the inside there and see it's that foam. 2 big recommendations for people if they try to do this, and I think you even said this in the video that goes along with it. When you're cutting the foam, make sure the blade is perfectly up and down.
Yeah.
You don't want to have any angle to it, and I think I've got some places where the angle is really screwing me up. And number 2, when you print it out, print it on cardstock or the thickest printer paper that your printer can handle.
Let's see that.
When you're flipping it over and have to cut the other side of it, you don't want to deal with wrinkling paper and stuff.
Let me see the edges on that thing again. Hold that up to the camera. Okay. Oh wow. See, that stuff fascinates me, and I know Bill does this all the time. You create. It's almost like polygons. You're creating space and smaller spaces by shortening the foam, giving it certain angles or whatever. That just seems like so much work to me, but I'm always impressed by
cool.
it.
And I'm looking forward to doing the other side, although I might actually redo this side again.
Right. You've learned a lot, right? You
I've
learned a lot doing it.
Exactly.
There's a knack to things that you don't get until you try it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Very cool.
But I love this thing. This is fun, and it's a fun. Like, once you start seeing the pieces come together, it's like, oh, this is really cool. And I do have a heat gun. I might even bring that out and mess with get things kind of bent before I start gluing them together too.
Bringing out the heat gun.
That helps a bunch too.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, now that we've caught up,
if you ever have to jump back into that pattern again, though, may I recommend that you with the letters that go along with it, maybe you put a number to show which ones match up with which other numbers, because I had to pull the video up to see which things went with which other ones. But regardless, I love this thing, and it's and people should pick this up. It's a really cool, easy project to do.
I agree.
Yeah, he agrees. You'll help our pal out. He's awesome. Comes on Tuesdays for nothing. We don't pay him jack to do this. Of course.
Well, great job, Brian. I'm excited to see how it turns out for you.
Me too.
So, Bill, what do you got going this week? You making something cool?
I am in the last hopefully the last month of working on my next book. So I have been playing with foam a lot too, building a bunch of example projects for the book. That's what I was doing yesterday. But I don't have a whole lot to show for it. However, I've actually been watching some TV shows about making things, and I wanted to share those with you guys.
All right. I'm down.
So it's pretty cool. We're starting to see TV shows pop up more lately that focus around the making of things or restoring things. And I think that's just great. Unfortunately, a lot of them are competition. Now, some people are way into that. It's not really my thing. The reason why I say it's unfortunate, now I get that pitching a show as a competition is a great way to actually get it made, because people seem to like competitions a lot. However, when you look at like food competition shows like Chopped or what's the one I like?
British Bake Off.
Cutthroat Kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Cutthroat Kitchen.
Really?
and then the name really kind of encapsulates it. Those shows are focused on competition. Everyone's neck and neck. They throw shade at one another. Like, it's very much in your face. People are very much at each other's throats, so to speak. And that's fine, I guess. But after a while, that just gets exhausting for me and almost comical. So I've been enjoying shows lately that focus on making that while they may be competition shows, they are a lot more chill, a lot more friendly, a lot less focused on the rivalry between contestants.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff's so contrived anyway. I freaking hate that stuff.
It is. It really is. And all when they introduce like, he's the bad boy chef, blah.
Yeah.
I don't care what you have to think. I didn't come here to make friends.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. Yes.
That's so played out and it's so over the top.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it.
Yeah. I get
But anyway, I watched just about every episode on Netflix of the Great British Baking Show. which is fantastic.
It's a favorite of ours. Yeah,
it's very good.
It's British bakers working to an extremely high level of skill. Like, these guys don't mess around. They are all very, very good. The show is hosted by British comedians, which I think every show should be hosted by British comedians. And at the end of every episode, everyone hugs and cries. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually like each other. They don't set them up to be stereotypes. They just are people doing their thing.
Exactly. And they'll, like at the very end, oh, time's almost up, and somebody's needing help. People will go from their stations over to another station and help somebody to help that.
And that just warms my heart, because that's the people I know, the people I'm friends with who are makers. That's what we do. When you see someone who needs a hand, you lend a hand because you are in that same position too. Let's see. So Great British Baking Show is amazing, but the other one that we've been watching a lot of is the show Making It. It's over, I think, on NBC. They have their second season out now, and it's hosted by comedians Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler, and they are hilarious. Especially we just watched season 2, and they were just off the chains. They were just delightful and wonderful and fun and funny. It's great.
It is great. Yeah.
They even reference the fact that they are very similar to the Great British Baking Show in one of the episodes. Which resulted in Nick and Amy talking in British accents, which was wonderful. The contestants they have on the show are diverse in every single way. They're all good at what they do, but what they do as like a focus of their craft is very different. So you may have a woodworker, you may have a tailor, you might have someone who does more like large installations, someone else who might do like small dioramas. These are people who are all really good at what they do, but they're all very different. And then they all have to tackle these design and building and crafting challenges with their set of skills. And it's just really interesting to see how people come at those from different angles.
Sure.
Now, would you consider going? Making It is the only one that, I mean, I could see you on Face Off. I could see you on like one of the ones that does costuming, sci-fi stuff.
Right.
But I feel like Making It would be where Bill Duran, actually Bill and Britt together, like as a 2-person team, would absolutely shine. Would you ever consider doing something like that?
Maybe. Well, they're actually, I think they're going to have a season 3. I saw something yesterday. They were putting up auditions, I guess, if you want to try and be on the show. It's tempting. We'll see. I got an awful lot going on over here.
Sure.
But of all the shows, even more than the Cosplay Melee, which I thought was really great, I would actually much prefer to be on Making It and hang out with Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler.
Yeah, heck
Bill
yeah.
just designed an entire room out of foam.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it. I keep wanting to see it. I keep hearing it's great.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah. So same thing with the Great British Baking Show. Everyone hugs and helps each other and supports one another. And they even make it a point to say that even though this is a competition, even though it's a prize, there's a prize, they don't focus on that. They really just focus on the craftsmanship and trying to do a good job. And they do. And I think it's wonderful.
Nice. All right. Good call.
One of the things I really love about the show, though, is that because you have so many different makers with so many different skill levels or different types of skills, you get a lot of these projects that look really, really cool. But when you break it down, it's not that challenging. And those are the sort of things that break down the barriers to entry for hobbies like any sort of crafts. So when people who are watching this show who aren't into making watch it, they think, oh, I could do that. Oh, that's not so hard. I should give that a shot. And I think that is probably one of the most amazing things a show like that can accomplish, is to get people to go, hey, I should give that a try. That doesn't look so hard. And I think a show like that is doing it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear. It feels like there's a swing toward that right now. Maybe the British Bake Off or Great British Baking Show did some of that work and said, hey, it doesn't all have to be tooth and nail. You guys can have a show that's really compelling and you really are as much into as you are any other reality series, but let's do it all with a sort of a more, I don't know, a kinder nod,
collaborative tone as opposed to a
tone. Like if that works, and that's a huge hit for Netflix, like gigantic out of the park hit, maybe that'll inform a whole bunch of new stuff and it'll be better, because I can't stand the other way. I hate it so much. It just makes me want to die. Can't stand it. Well, this is great. good stuff all around. Do you ever check out the PBS and see if they're still doing like, they used to do that all the time. They'd have that guy what was his name? He had a plaid shirt on and was kind of the Toolman.
Bob Vila?
Yeah, Bob Vila.
Oh, This Old House.
This Old House. You ever watch any of those kind of things? Are those still around? Because those are always pretty boring.
I don't know. I think so. I don't know. I watch a lot of woodworkers on YouTube though. But not those guys.
Yeah. Well, you should watch. I know you already watch him, but you should watch Mark Spagnuolo because every episode he has at least 8 more gray hairs in his beard every time.
Yep, and at least one poop joke.
Yeah, always a poop joke.
That's right.
Every
Still
time.
love the fact that Nicole dropped the F-bomb on a show last month.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not realizing that they were recording, and she looks up at the camera like, "Oh."
That was really good. Wasn't that right after she gave me heat for dropping the S word on the show? And then
totally.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, well, Bill, this is always good as always. Do you have a link for us for any bonus content today?
I sure do.
You always do.
Let's see here. Speaking of woodworkers, this is Kyle Toth, Toth. He did a really cool vase. He calls it his deconstructed vase. And he does a lot of these vases. He does a lot of fun experimenting with layering wood and doing segmented bowls and vases and everything. This one, he intentionally left gaps in it. So it's not a vase you could hold something in, but it's really cool looking.
Oh, no kidding.
It's just like an art piece. Yeah.
Totally.
So this video just goes through showing how he built the whole thing.
And he doesn't narrate or anything. It's just music in the background.
It is just a feast for your eyes.
It really is too. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Look at that, dude. How do you even know what you're doing?
He does. Yeah, he does this a lot. He's got a lot of practice.
Well, that's so cool,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah,
that's cool. I wish I was better at things. All right. Well, Bill Duran, it's always a pleasure. Bill Duran is at punishprops.com, and you can find all his fine work there, as well as his YouTube channel, which you should go and subscribe to if you're not already. He's always building something rad. Can't wait to hear about the new book. I know that's a huge bunch of work, so good luck on that.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Beard on Twitter. Bill, have a fantastic week.
See ya.
See ya. Bye now.
Cool.
I can't hang up on him. There we go.
I wish I knew how to quit you, Bill.
I can't quit you. I just can't. All right. I don't see Justin around. I have to think he's on a plane. He's not answering anything.
Yeah,
so
I bet you the flight arrival got delayed here in Denver because of the weather. Would not surprise me one bit.
Well, that's all right because I'm going to jump straight to this email. Check this out.
Okay.
This is Jeff in West Australia. And Brian, this is for you mostly.
Hello, Jeff.
If this has any sway, it'll be with you in your heart. Okay? Here you go.
Okay. All right.
Hey, guys, can we change the Battle Royale mulligan rules?
No.
He says. Hey, that's like this.
No.
All right.
That's what I was going for.
He says, if you run out of answers and have to use your mulligan answer immediately, it comes pointless. I think he means it is pointless.
It becomes pointless. Yeah.
But if you could wait until your next go around, that gives you extra time to think of something you might or that maybe get an eye. What? But
he wrote it correctly.
I know, this is me. Let me try this again. But if you could wait until your next go-around, that gives you extra time to think of something or maybe get an idea from your opponent. It's the or maybe that threw me off. Just a thought. Battle Royale is my new favorite segment on the show. Jeff from West Australia. All right. Brian, thoughts? Mulligan thoughts?
I like the idea, actually. I think the mulligan, because we always question whether it's better to do it as a right away you get another guess.
Yeah.
In golf, when you do a mulligan, you take your next shot right away. But I kind of like you basically use it as a pass for that turn, and then it comes back around to you. The problem is, let's say Brian gets it wrong, uses his mulligan, you've already used yours, and you get it wrong. We go out on Brian's mulligan. It feels like a hollow victory.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's tricky, but you also don't have a mulligan for every contest. Like, we only do it when you deem it.
And then, and by the same token, that thing would also apply the other way anyway, right? Like, if we did it right away and you use your mulligan right away, got the question right, then Brian loses, then you'd win, but it would be like, oh, I won after giving a wrong answer and then a right answer. But you know what? I like it. Let's make it official.
Okay.
The mulligan rule now is that it's basically a pass on that turn.
Mm-hmm.
So you get it wrong, you're basically getting a pass. The other player goes, and then it comes back to you.
Okay. I like it. I like that a lot. That's what we're doing. Did you hear that, everybody? It's final. We have a new rule. Jeff from West Australia, your petition has been heard, passed, and validated. Well done.
Heard, acknowledged, and we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it goes.
Now, if you have, let's say you have a mulligan and you hold it between rounds, does that make it a carry mulligan?
Ha!
Oh, my dad joke, Gene. I can actually feel it throbbing right here. It's actually moving right now.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
And once in a while, it'll do that.
If it does that for more than 4 hours, consult a doctor.
Boo, says Dead Polymers. All right, a quick reminder about the new comic. I'm excited about it. Sorry that I'm slamming everybody in the face with it, but I am stoked about it. I got a new one coming out next Monday. There are 2 up now. Go to fredcancomic.com, or you can find it at frogpants.com. It is a brand new comic strip about a man and his can, and you may think that's not literal, but it is. I've had a few people say that. It says, I can't believe this is actually what you said it was, and that's... for some, that's delightful. For others, I don't know. But do check it out. Let me know what you think. Send your feedback. Got all kinds of plans for it, and there's some exciting stuff happening. So check it out. Again, that's the new Fred and Can comic that I'll be writing from now until perpetuity over at fredcancomic.com. Oh, and it's on Instagram, which is an important thing to say because a lot of y'all are getting your stuff out of social media stuff. So I put it on Facebook, I put it on Instagram, and I put it on Twitter, pretty much everywhere that I can put it, including Discord and Slack and everything else. The idea is that wherever you want to be, it'll be there if you want it. And if you don't, then just ignore it, I guess. But on Instagram, it's nice because you get to flip through the panels almost like it's a little storybook. So you don't get the whole strip at once. You just kind of flick, and you get the whole thing. So that's pretty cool. You can find me on Instagram at Actual Scott. That's where I am over there.
Nice.
Okay, Brian, that's going to do it. Do you have anything else to promote? I feel bad for promoting this comic so heavily, but not giving you a second promotion. You got anything to promote?
God, no. I promoted ANTP, the shows I'm doing this week. I've got a Coverville coming up tomorrow that I think will be the 40th anniversary of The Clash's London Calling, one of my Desert Island discs. I love that album.
One of the greatest songs ever made. That song,
yeah, for sure. Well, that song, but also the song that almost didn't make it onto the album and showed up so late it wasn't included in the track listing of the original pressing. Train in Vain, which is one of my favorite songs of all time, regardless of cover or not cover.
If I can hear, for some reason, London Calling, if I hear it in a movie or something. Mm-hmm. It just makes it better. The movie's better because London Calling is playing. And I don't even know why. It doesn't even have to have context. Just it could be John Wick breaking into a warehouse and London Calling starts. That's just so good.
Right.
Oh, man.
Right.
Anyway.
Cool.
That's good. Wednesday will be great. So check that out. We'll talk more about it tomorrow, of course. And Tom will be here. Nicole will be here. We got recommendals. I got a real creeper to talk about, so we'll do that. Oof. Yeah.
Please tell me it's an email from a dog who's really sad that he ate his owner.
No, I wish it was.
No? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I wish it was. If you want to be one of the emails that we read today or ones like them, you can send your emails to themorningstream@gmail.com. If you want to get a bonus episode a week, that's the TMS PM episode, which will happen on Friday. You got to sign up to be a patron. $1 to get you in. $1 a month. That's all it takes. There's other cool levels in there as well. Patreon.com/TMS as always. For everything else, frogpants.com/TMS. All right, let's get out of here. We need a song, though. We can't do it without it. What do you got?
We can't, and I accidentally screwed something up. So I pulled up the list of requests. Did not see that this one was for February 4th, 2019.
Oh.
But it's appropriate because of the title of the song, so it's really funny. Right. Xander wrote in and said, good morning, TMS. Last week, Tame Impala announced a 4-city solo tour for this summer, and I was lucky enough to get tickets to see them in St. Augustine, Florida. Yeah, that would have been last year. They mostly play at festivals these days, so having them pick a city only a couple hours away from me in Orlando was an awesome surprise. If you could play Rihanna's cover of Tame Impala's song New Person, Same Old Mistakes to celebrate, I would be forever grateful. Signed, Xander Heiken. Okay, so Xander sent that in last year, and I just realized that I wasn't looking at the right year for requests. I have another one that I will play for you tomorrow, Connor. I see you in the chat room playing your song tomorrow. So look for it then. And I'm not playing the Rihanna version because that's outside of my licensing thing. That's one of the big three, and so I got to stay away from that. However, I do have a really good cover of New Person, Same Old Mistakes, originally by Tame Impala, covered by Laura Mavula. She is a British musician. Recorded this for the BBC Radio 1's Live Lounge 2 years ago. This is really, really good. It is New Person, Same Old Mistakes, performed by Laura Mavula.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
There's the dam, Superman!
Damn, Superman!
Check it out, Superman. There's the dam.